guys? Welcome back to the channel. I do hope you're doing well. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. Thank you for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you could hit the subscribe button. If you are new to the channel, if you would like to make some comments, please feel free. Argue amongst yourself in the comment section down below. If you could also share the video as well, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps with the algorithm and getting the videos out there and everything. So, confirmed playoffs now, and it's going to be Norwich. We have away first and then home leg in the last game to see if we can actually get to Wembley and get to a playoff final. I genuinely don't know how I feel about it, in all honesty. I was quite positive, and then I'm just going to open a nice carbonated beverage. I was kind of a little bit down, and then overall I kind of felt all right, and then a little bit down again. And it's my own fault for reading the comment section on X. It's something that you shouldn't do, because that's where a lot of the football manager generation, as I like to call them, and I'm allowed to do that and sound like an old twat because I am 43 now, nearly 44. It's where a lot of the old, this football manager generation that think that they know it all, come out with some absolutely spurious and quite interesting comments overall. There was a picture I've seen that did the rounds of 4 pictures of Farke with his thumbs up with the caption title that said, "Thumbs up if you think that this see you next Tuesday should be sacked." Okay, right, whatever. People saying that Farke should go. Conspiracy theories going on about the fact that Somerville just isn't interested. FYI, Somerville has carried the team at times this year. I've been critical of him for being a bit selfish and being a bit single-minded, but that's what makes him the good player that he is most of the time. Has he been off the ball recently? Yeah, he has. No two ways about it. Pirou obviously starting up top, and everybody bitched and complained about that. Yeah, I know we lost the game, but he took his goal really, really well. I can't complain about that against Southampton, even though that we lost. The performance just wasn't there. And just the like I said, the stuff that you see on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, the Bird app, is just, it beggars belief in some cases. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Some people don't deserve a football team to manage, just with some of the shocking stuff that they come out with and some of the things that they say. I don't think this season so much is about the fact that we've bottled it. I don't like that term, whilst I understand the reasons as to why people use it. I've been having to think about it, and I've had a couple of conversations, and I had one in terms of on my channel with the last video that I put out, and people still don't grasp the shit show that Farke came into at the start of the season. Morale was ridiculous. Nobody wanted to be here. Everybody wanted to go, and it was a difficult ship to turn around, but turn it around he did, and brought the best out a lot of the players. I think the problem that we've had sort of towards the end of this season, in particular in terms of the running in games, it's the mentality of the squad. They are the youngest squad in the Championship, and I don't think they understand or know how to deal with this type of situation and how to sort of bring themselves out of the mire. And this is where we've kind of lacked a real leader within the pack to help these guys come forward. Now, it was really, really good to see that at the end of the game, even though we lost, there was quite a good group of people that were staying behind to show the lads that we support you, we're behind you, we believe in you, you can do this, that, and the other. Obviously, there's people that are upset, and that's absolutely fine. There's no problems with that. You have the entitlement, you pays your money, you have the right to criticise, you have the right to be upset, you have the right to say what you want to say within reason. It's when it turns into, and I've said this again, it's when it turns into the just shocking stuff that people say and the absolute name calling, dragging people out and get this, see you next Tuesday, gone, get him out of my club, and all of that kind of stuff. It's not warranted. It really, really, really isn't warranted. And everybody thinking that it's going to be an absolute disaster if we don't get up this season. Whilst, yes, I agree, we have imploded towards the end of the season, and I think, again, that's more of a mentality thing than it is a player skill issue or even a management issue. But I, again, have criticisms of Farke, and that is that he perseveres with things sometimes a little bit too long, and sometimes his substitutes are far too late to even affect the game or even make a change in the game. Now, people are adamant that if we don't go up this season, it's an absolute disaster and that there will be a fire sale and there will be this and the club's just going to be ripped from and we're never going to make it back up again, etc., so on and so forth. People need to remember that it was planned for it to be the plan was in place from what things that I've read online, all of those bits and pieces. The plan was in place for it to be a 2-season job to get us back into the Premiership. If we do it in the first season, fantastic. If it's not done in the second season, then there will be problems. A lot of people making comment about the 70 mil. That's going to be taken up by the money that's still to come in from Adams and also the Cine money, plus any of the loanees that are out at the moment that get sold on. I think we're going to sell Aronson for 10 million. That's the number that's been mooted. Don't know what's going to happen with Rocker. But I don't really care what's going to happen with the players that are out on loan because they didn't have the bottle to fight it out with us in the Championship. And the players that have played for us this year have done phenomenally well to get where they got to, bearing in mind the start of the season. I mean, look at Somerville. Nobody expected that from Somerville. Nobody expected what Dan James did this season. And, you know, for Rutter to be as instrumental, even though it was as annoying as he was, is just really, really good. And it's that defeatist attitude that we seem to have that seems to be prevalent amongst our fan base, that it's just, we just might as well not even bother turning up to the playoffs. Genuinely, why? Why do you feel that way? Why do you think that that's what we should do? And I'll get it in the comments because there's a couple of people that comment the same thing saying, we know exactly how... You don't know how this story goes. What the lads need is they need support. They need us behind them. Do we have every right to be disappointed with the way that things have gone towards the end of the season? Yeah. Do I think it's all entirely the players' fault? Yes and no. The international break just absolutely slapped us in the face, and everybody will be going on about Ipswich and Leicester and da-da-da-da-da. They didn't have the same amount of players away or first-team players away as we did in the first instance with that international break. I think the Welsh lads not making it to the Euros, that has really affected all of them pretty much. I think that's been a bit of a bitter pill for them to swallow. There are players, after obviously Gruev being injured, Kamara being injured, Dan James now being injured, Roberts being injured, Bamford getting injured again, and just other players. Obviously, there's been... I know a lot of people will say that the Anthony loan isn't a success, but he has gone through an absolutely horrendous personal time this season. It's been horrible for the player this season, absolutely horrible. So I can understand why he maybe hasn't featured as much as what everybody would have wanted him to. But in terms of dissecting the season down and everything, it's not the time for that now. We have 2 games to play, 2 legs to play to get to get the wins that we need to get us to Wembley, and then it's anybody's game. Can we do it? 100% yes, of course we can. Are we all confident that it's going to happen? No, none of us are, because it's Leeds United and it's very Leedsy. But the defeatist attitude of some really, really, really grinds my gears, because it's very, very reactionary, and I get that we can be reactionary in the moment. I understand that, but it comes across as really immature, and it's like, for God's sakes, the thing with like Huddersfield singing about us and Leicester singing about us, bearing in mind that Huddersfield got relegated and they're singing about us falling apart again, and Leicester still singing about us, Ipswich singing about us at the same time as well, other clubs singing about us. Stop giving other clubs the ammunition. If you ignore them, they will go away. We gave it, they gave it back. End of story. If they want to be sad and keep going on about it to create some sort of false rivalry, Let them do it. Let them do it. It's not a problem. Leicester have got far more to worry about. Points deductions, for argument's sake. Will they have another transfer embargo coming over the horizon because of financial fair play? We'll have to wait and see. But that's for another day. What we need to be focusing on now is us and the games that we've got coming in hand against Norwich. Can we beat them? Yes. 100% we can beat them. Can we beat them twice in a row? Yes. 100% we can. Are we confident? No. Do we need to give the lads our support? Yes. I just get sick of this, well, we might as well not even turn up kind of attitude. That's not the Leeds United that I know. That's not the ethos of the club that I know. That's not it. That just isn't it. That's it's really hard to. I mean, it really does affect my mental health looking at X sometimes, and I just have to. That's why I didn't do an immediate game review, and I probably won't do one against Southampton yesterday, because it just. I just looked at X, and that's the mistake that you make. You look at X and you just despair with certain things. You just despair with everything. People saying stuff about players that should play and that shouldn't play, and the mistakes that people make, and this, that, and other. It's fine to have an opinion, but at the end of the day, we don't know what goes on in training. We don't know what the people around the training camp see, and how people are performing during training, and what they're doing, and this, that, and everything else that goes with it. We don't see that. So we never, ever know. I remember us all getting frustrated with Bielsa in certain things for running with Dan James up front, or people playing in certain positions that wasn't right, and everything stuff. We don't see what goes on in training. We like to think that we know it all. We like to think that we have a fair idea, or we have a really good idea of what's going on behind the doors. We don't. Stop making up rumours. Stop making up nonsense. Particularly that one with Somerville, and the way that after Peru scored and he turned around and just walked away and didn't go and celebrate with him. Or, well, you know, he hates him ever since this, that. You don't know that. Maybe he's being professional and just turning to walk towards the halfway line to get the game restarted again. Like I said, we don't know. People act like they know, but they don't know. They make up shit online, which then garners a bit of attention because it's a bit conspiracy theorist, which everybody likes to jump on, and then make it even more than what it is. Stop it. It's just ridiculous. Just behave. Stop being so tinfoil hat about stuff sometimes. Yes, this is turning into a bit of a personal rant that I want to make about how I feel about things, but that's just the way that it is. Can we win the playoffs? Yes, of course we can. Can we beat Norwich to get to the finals? Yes, we can. Sorry, I thought somebody was coming in then. Can we feel positive enough about doing it? Not at this very moment in time, but we need to be positive. We have to be positive. We have to do that and enjoy it, or else, you know, what other point is there? Stop being so negative all the time. It's draining. I know it's tiring for me to read it sometimes. And like I said, I'm the happiest of clappers going most of the time. But just try to be positive in some way or another. Like I said, agree with me, disagree with me, that's absolutely fine. Opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got them. Does it mean that they're always right? Absolutely not. Does it mean that I'm right? No. But this is my opinion, and like I said, it's things that bug me. And it's the people that think that they know it all, and the crazy stuff that they say online. The one thing that I'll say, if not Farke, then who? Who is available now that could slot in, and do a better job than Farke, that isn't A, going to cost us a shitload of money because we have to pay Farke severance fee because he's signed a 4-year deal, and B, cost us compensation money from taking somebody from somewhere else. There isn't that calibre of manager available. There just isn't. So, dust yourself off, drink a bit of positive juice, and let's get on it. That's going to do it for this one. If you haven't done so already, if you could hit the subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. Like I said, if you want to put any comments in the comment section down below, feel free. I know I've waffled these last couple of videos, and if you've watched the entire thing, I really do appreciate it. And try and be well, and we will talk soon. Thank you for stopping by as ever. I genuinely do appreciate it. Take care, one and all.